This video is brought to you by
Hey, bro!
I see you, sis. I see you, sis.
Yeah, baby. Got that cool green, baby. Got that cool green. We ice.
You already know what it is. Cool green clothing. We done gone worldwide, and we coming straight out of Baltimore. If you're in town, come on down at 215 West Saratoga Street and shop with us. And if you're not in town, go online right now at coolgreenclothing.com and make your purchase. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you ain't cool and getting the green, you're in the way, and that's just basic.
What's going on, YouTube, fam? This your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of the Baltimore Way, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For the day one, fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. Before I get into the video, I want to give a special shout out to some of the fam members, Mr. Michael Hall, Miss Antoinette Boyd, Mr. Chef Anthony Thomas, for always showing love and supporting the channel. With that being said, let's get right into the story. For the people that spent a lot of time with their grandparents growing up, then I'm sure you felt the kind of love that is unmatched. It's just something about a grandmother's love or a grandfather's wisdom that hits a little different than your parents. Maybe because with age comes patience. You can go to granny's house, eat whatever you want to, watch TV, and even if your parents intervene, she might say something like, leave that baby alone. They not bothering nobody. Some kids end up moving in with their grandparents. Whether a parent unfortunately loses their life, or sometimes it's just the all-around better environment for the child. And even though our elders are full of knowledge, love, and patience, if you are a rebellious teenager, there's no way you can see that. In your mind, you might feel like grandma is mean. She is always on me about doing chores, homework, and other things that a teenager wouldn't quite understand because it's not their house and they are not paying the bills. And of course, the older we get, the more stuck in our ways we become. So if granny or granddad says get up by 7 a.m. on a Saturday, today is cleaning day, as a kid, we think like, really? They are geeking. Not knowing it's a method to the madness to teach you responsibility. But sometimes all that tough love can be mistaken for mistreatment. And some kids take rebelling to a whole nother level. And on this episode of the Baltimore Way, we'll be taking it all the way back to 2011 to discuss the case of a 14-year-old boy who got mad at his grandmother, and what he did next shocked the whole community. Back in 2011, 14-year-old Hassani Garrett was navigating being a teenager in Baltimore City. The young man at that time was on a great path, especially for inner city youth. He had good grades, had been considered a fast learner, even had been accepted in honor programs to further his learning and education to possibly graduate early. The then 9th grader had also managed to stay out of trouble. No trips to the baby bookings, no juvenile record, and was described as laid back and well behaved. For whatever reasons, Hassani was living with his grandmother in the Waverly area of the city, 66-year-old Miss Shirley Garrett. Miss Shirley was described as sweet, loving, but also like most grannies, she loved her grandson but didn't play about the rules in her house. Sometimes she would show Hassani tough love, but in his mind, the teen took that as some kind of mistreatment. On March 31st, 2011, it was a normal school day. Hassani woke up early as Miss Shirley got him up, told him to get ready and go eat breakfast. After making sure he was doing what he was supposed to do, she went back to her room and went to bed. The young man finished off eating, but somewhere in the mix, the teen became angry, tired of his grandmother being on his heels. He went to the upstairs bathroom where he remembered a hammer being at. He grabbed it, opened Miss Shirley's room door, stood over her while she slept, before then striking her with the object. Once she jumped up, stunned and shocked it was her grandson, she attempted to get away before Hassani hit her again. Then she fell into the dresser before falling on the floor. The young man dropped the hammer and with a closed fist struck his grandmother some more until she stopped moving. He then sat there for about 2 minutes, then called 911 for help. On the call, he only stated his grandmother needed help. So paramedics went to the home, located in the 800 block of East 34th Street in Waverly. Once they got to the home, Hassani greeted them at the front door, saying his grandmother was hurt and she was upstairs. They found Miss Shirley laying on her bedroom floor with blood everywhere, causing them to call BPD to report there was a crime scene. Police arrived to the location. They quickly realized it was a struggle in the home, and the only person there was Hassani. As Miss Shirley was taken to Johns Hopkins in critical condition, Hassani would take his first trip down to the baby bookings. The family was notified, and once they arrived and sat with the young man in the interrogation room, the teen confessed to snapping and attacking his grandmother. He stated he felt he was being mistreated in the home, so he grabbed a hammer and blacked out. He claimed once he snapped out of it and realized what he had did, he called for help. At first with his confession, Hassani was charged as an adult with attempted murder. The community and neighbors were in shock. Everyone stated the grandmother and grandson were quiet. They never heard no arguments. She wasn't never angry, neither was he. They didn't understand why he would attack the elderly woman while she was sleeping. While Hassani was in custody, waiting for a court date, months would go by, and Miss Shirley's condition would go from bad to worse. And 9 months after the attack, in December of 2011, at 67 years old, she would unfortunately pass away from her injuries. Even though his grandmother had passed away, Hassani would get a break beforehand. Let's rewind back to March 2011. His case had been dropped to juvenile courts, and his record was sealed. So even though confessing, there's no public records on whatever happened with the case and Hassani, whether the young man got time or was sent to a group home. Some people felt something had to be going on in the house for the young man to catch a break like that to the serious charges being dropped to juvenile courts. Others say it was just lazy court proceedings, and the case was lowered before Miss Shirley passed away. By December, it was already in juvenile courts. Either way, rest in peace to Miss Shirley. I send my prayers and condolences to the family. I couldn't imagine how she felt waking up, seeing her own grandson, who she took in, fed, clothed, gave shelter to, attacking her. I don't know what was going on in the house, but according to family and neighbors, it was all love. But some people on the outside looking in felt the honor roll student who had never been in trouble wouldn't just snap for nothing. I'm sure by now, Hassani has been home for a minute. Hopefully he learned from his mistakes and moved on with his life, forgave himself for what he did and his grandmother for whatever he thought he felt or whatever he thought she did to deserve that. But I'm gonna leave this one open. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the situation. Do you think the teen snapped for no reason other than not liking his grandmother rules, or do you think it's more to the story? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, man, messed up situation. Rest in peace to Miss Shirley. Like I said, I send my prayers and condolences to the family. But I ain't gonna talk too much more about this one. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. Y'all already know it's all love, fam. This is another episode of the Baltimore Way. It's your boy Tony 2 times. I'm out.